Why is crude called black gold? Why the interest in crude? Because every day, whoever follows the market will look at the price of a barrel of crude. Usually, it's the futures price of maybe 3 months down the road, what is going to be the price, and make a lot of decisions. What makes crude or crude petroleum or all the products that come from crude so important? We're going to take a look at that in today's slide deck, and also we're going to look at who are the biggest exporters, who are the biggest importers, and what kind of an impact Iran's ability to continue producing the same amount of oil as before is going to be there or not. We don't know, because we don't know the kind of damage that the airstrikes from Israel have done to their oil production. Iran has been very quiet about it. My guess is there has been some damage, and also there are some relationships that are being renewed. By the way, Iran used to import oil. In 2019, they imported oil from UAE, of all people. So these are all, it's a tangled web. Sometimes you have commitments to sell to somebody, then you find out that one of your wells is run dry, or you have a problem, maintenance problem in one of the places where you have to extract oil. Then you have to go to somebody else and say, look, I have this problem. Can you help me tide over this issue? And we will take care of things. So these kinds of things happen. So we are going to take a look at the importance of crude in our day-to-day lives now. Like it or not, there is a direct cost because of crude, which is the price we pay at the pump, whether it is a diesel car or a petrol car, or also if you are going to have a kerosene-based stove, kerosene prices also are dependent on this. And airlines, those prices also are dependent on crude price, because aviation kerosene is also one of the byproducts of crude. This is the direct cost. The indirect cost is, supposing the price of crude goes up by X, then the indirect cost of transporting it from place A to place B, be it rice, wheat, grains, onions, tomatoes, potatoes, whatever it is, all these things also goes up. So that is the indirect rise in price. By the way, don't be under the false impression that when the prices of the crude oil falls, then the prices of the final goods like potatoes and rice also fall. That never happens. It only goes up. It'll never come down. That's one of those things where, if only things float like that, how great life would be for other things. Anyway, you get the point. So this is one of those great sleights of hand that many countries do. The prices will go up with the price of the crude, but they never come down when the crude falls down, unless it falls down drastically. Then, with a lot of uproar from people, then the prices at the pump start going down. Then, of course, the indirect prices also kind of stay similar. I would say that I have not seen price of rice go down because the price of a barrel of crude went down by half. You get the point, right? Okay, so here is a small slide deck. Please like and subscribe to our channel. And this is a very interesting one, because it will give you an idea about how the world economics works, especially how it revolves around crude. Crude is crude petroleum for short. In 2023, the global trade of crude petroleum went up to $1.28 trillion, reflecting an 18.7% decrease from 2022, when trade totaled $1.57 trillion. Why was the decrease? Maybe there was a slowdown in China. Maybe 2022 was a rebound from the previous 2 years of COVID. I don't know, but I think that was an interesting data point. But again, they are back on an upward trajectory over the past 5 years. Trade in this category has grown at an annualized rate of 1.6%. Among the 1217 products traded in 2023, crude petroleum ranked number 1 in global trade value, accounting for 5.66% of world trade. 5.66, 1 in 16. According to the Product Complexity Index, PCI, it was the 1029th most complex product out of 1044, with a PCI value of minus 2.33. There are some reference links that you can read to understand this PCI. Now, who are the biggest exporters and importers? In 2023, the leading exporters of crude petroleum were Saudi Arabia at $181 billion, US at $125 billion, Russia at $122 billion. Interestingly, US also figures in as being one of the top importers. Number 1 importer is China at $319 billion, US is at $170 billion, and India at $140 billion. Now, you might ask the question, How is it that US is also exporting and importing? What's the catch here? Well, it turns out that the exports of US are one type of crude, while the imports are of a different type of crude for which their refineries are set up to refine. And think of it like this, maybe US is a little bit conscious of the fact that what it exports fetches higher value in the market, and therefore it goes out and sells that, and for the other one for which its refineries are set for, it gets them at a lower value from other exporters like Saudi Arabia and other countries. Now, crude petroleum falls under mineral product section, specifically within the HS2, mineral fuels, mineral oils, and products of their distillation. Some related byproducts include, things like plastic, diesel, kerosene, aviation kerosene, even the tar. The last residue after doing the entire process, what is left is the tar. The tar is what we put on our roads so that we can fill the potholes and lay new roads and so on and so forth. So petrol plays a large role in our lives in one form or the other. Even plastics are a byproduct of petrol. So this has now become part of our lives, and we need to take cognizance of that. And the lesser petrol we consume, the better. In fact, I would encourage all children to start using bicycles to do small errands, whether you're going for cricket practice or some other thing, local, or running the grocery to the local mall or grocery shop and things of that nature. Use bicycle, stay fit, because if once you get that fitness into your regimen at a young age, it stays with you for the rest of your life. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.